The difference between being unhealthy and being in your best health status is just leadership. Now, I don't mean leading other people, but I mean the skill of leading yourself. I'm Mahdis. I have a master's degree in nutrition science and dietetics, and I'm also a dentist. In the past 2 decades, I published several scientific articles in leading health journals. And by the end of this video, you will walk away with 5 key skills that can help you to transform your life to a healthier one and give you the control over your lifestyle.
Now I'm gonna explain how to lead yourself. So the first skill is disciplining yourself. Disciplining yourself means having control over your actions. So when a thought comes into your mind, how do you respond to it? And to what degree do you have control over that action? In a way that makes your life better, not worse. Some people have a lot of control over their actions to the degree that you might say that they seem like they're a robot. Whereas on the other side, you might have people who have no control over the actions and they just go with the flow. Most people are somewhere in between and they are just normal. Sometimes they go with the flow and sometimes they try to lead themselves and also lead others' decisions.
The decisions we make about our health works like a cascade. Let's make an example. Today, we perfectly know that whatever we eat can affect our mood and energy level. On the other hand, the physical activity level and the type of physical activity can also affect our mood and energy level. Now, our oral health can also affect our mood and lifestyle and general health. On the other hand, the physical activity we do can affect type of cravings and the type of food that we usually tend to eat during the day. The food itself we are eating can affect the physical activity that we're going to do. So if we don't have the energy to do it, most probably we won't do it. So this is just a network that gets so complicated, but at the same time can be easy to fix because they are all connected.
Let's see how to have discipline over your actions regarding diet and physical activity. If you practice personal discipline, it can actually make everything easier. Eating healthy easier, exercising easier, and so on. Between 20 to 30% of you are constantly having the pressure on your mind that you should eat healthy. Less sugar, less fat, more veggies, a never-ending heavy thought that at the end of the day, you are not even satisfied fully with your performance. What can we do about it? So one tip about a diet would be having the first meal of the day, a meal without thinking, and a meal that is pre-justified, prepared, pre-adjusted. That would be breakfast. Have you ever noticed that some people, for example, people who are living in Italy, they are okay with having cornetto, which is a kind of sweets with coffee every day for the breakfast, and they never get tired of it. It means that you can do the same about other foods. My breakfast for the past 2 years was eggs with a sort of vegetables. That's fixed and I never change it, even if I'm on a trip, even if I don't have enough time, so I know and I prepare it from the night before. This gives your mind a lot of ease so that you don't have to think about it and you don't change it. If you overthink something that you already know is healthy and you need to do it, but if you have a chance to rethink it, you might say, okay, today I'm gonna eat something else.
There's an easy tip. You can have a list of foods and staple first ingredients that you set it up with your local grocery store, and you can just order it every month on the same day by making just a phone call or on the application. Now, why I don't suggest going on shopping applications, because that way you see other products available and there's the possibility that you also order some little junk foods. But if you have the list predetermined and prefixed with the shopping store, you're not gonna change it and you're not gonna add the things you really don't need. This list can be composed of one type of fruit that you always like, one or two types of vegetables that you really like and you're okay with eating it, some eggs, some Greek yogurt, things that you know that they are good for your health and they should be always be prepared in your fridge. Now here I suggest to use the old-fashioned way of giving some gifts and prizes to yourself. For example, it can be a cheating day at the end of the week on the weekend. So this can be the price of you being committed to your diet and your lifestyle and physical activity for the whole week, and at the weekend you have a day off. Don't be afraid that let your friends and family know that you're on a healthy pattern.
Next skill is to be able to say no to people. This is actually another aspect of being a leader in your relationships. Now I mean the part of relationship that is related to your diet and your exercise. Being able to lead people. Your friends are thinking about or suggesting going out tomorrow night or a weekend, and there's usually one person that always is the leader and always suggests. You can try to be that person. You search the local restaurants. You can be that person that is suggesting and leading.
You can let them know from beforehand that if they're willing to bring you some when they're invited, it shouldn't be sugary foods, it shouldn't be junk foods or any alcoholic drink. For example, last week I had a guest, I did the same, and I ended up having a bottle of olive oil as a gift. That's amazing.
The third skill is to prepare your living space. The biggest hack that I ever got for basically making my house safe is that I don't buy junk food. I don't buy the food that I know I don't need them and they are not necessary for my health at all. The fourth skill is to be prepared for emergency situations. Always keep something long shelf life in your bag. This can be some dates, some dried fruits with less sugar, or a little piece of aged cheese, which is amazing, also for your teeth, some dried nuts.
The last skill would be to be able to create a vision for yourself. You can keep this vision in a written form, very precise, and just don't share it with anyone.